Hi, my name is Will Sharps, and this is Tortilla Flat, Chapter 6. The chapter begins with after the fire. Danny was angry at first, but eventually realizes he is relieved that the house burnt down. He says now maybe this will stop his friends from being so cool to him, and they'll be able to be free and happy. However, he decides he must still punish them in some way, so he too can go back to his happy self. After sleeping in the woods, Pablo, Pilon, and Jesus Maria are trying to decide what to do after the fire. They eventually steal some food from a picnic. They bring food and gifts back to Danny. He tries to scold them for the fire, but gives up and gives in to the gifts they brought. Danny asks how the fire started, and they all say they don't know. Danny is a little mad because Mrs. Morales has been acting cooler towards Danny since he lost the second house to the fire. After the fire, Danny allows the three to live with him. Jesus, drunk, makes the claim Danny will never go hungry, trying to give back to Danny for his generosity. Pilon and Pablo aren't as keen on the idea, but reluctantly agree, hoping Danny forgets about it the next morning. The first passion I noticed in this chapter was Danny contemplating his anger with his friends. However, eventually he decides his friends, being the spiritual property, are much more valuable than earthly property. And even in the end, feels that a burden was removed when the house is gone. Second is Pilon's relief as well when the house is gone. He doesn't feel remorse or guilt. He just feels happy that he no longer has to make that rent and no longer has that responsibility. And finally, towards the end of the chapter, it all comes back for Pilon because once again, he is now forced into this promise, which he says, if it were to be enforced, would be worse for him than slavery, which is a very bold claim. So throughout the chapter, Pylon and Danny both exemplify cynicism. They really don't care for earthly possessions. Pilon and Danny are both grateful that the house burnt down, and Pilon is reluctant to re-agree to an agreement where he has responsibilities again. Also, Danny really just lives day by day, and as long as he has his friends with him, there's not much else that will really get him down. My questions for the class are, how would you react to the news of one of the homes you inherited burning down? Would you be able to forgive your friends as easily as Danny did? Would you continue to let your friends live with you, even if you knew it was unlikely you would ever receive any form of compensation? Thank you.